Back once again with the Sony radio. It's been a couple of weeks since the last part. Life got in the way and didn't have time to fiddle with radios. There was a comment on the previous video. Somebody said this radio doesn't work if the backup battery supply isn't working. And as we left in the previous video, there was a large patch of corrosion just about here, which is the negative supply for the backup battery. I cleaned it up. I'll put a clip, well, I'll put some still video in showing the state of that and how I cleaned it up. There's a great big solder blob at the moment. Forgive the slightly wonkier video, there's a big solder blob there. Partly because I've just tacked on a wire so I can supply to see if I actually need the output, need the 3 volts backup supply. But also, if you remember how this radio is connected, there's a stiff wire from the batteries which just pokes down onto these pads and just pokes into the solder and makes contact. So a bit of extra blobby solder should give it something to poke into. That's the theory anyway. Right, I've got some wires connected up. I'll come back when something's happening. Right, so back I've got 3 volt supply connected to the backup battery just via these red and blue wires which snake off underneath. I've connected up 4.5 volts, I think it's actually closer to 4.6 volts, just from an external power supply up to the main contacts on here. Nothing on the display, but if I switch power on to the main radio, we get a life. I mean, this is the most life out the radio yet. I think the hissing noise is actually my LED light. If I turn it off, the radio quietens. So I think it's actually receiving. Well, I don't know. There's a bad connection down this end. The negative, I've just got clipped on. It's very close to shorting out something else. If I switch, oh, it just died again. That's a total. Something interesting just happened there. It totally died. Is that the power switch just went off? There's a bit of a hiss now from the power. Maybe it's not quite as fixed as I thought. Let's come back to it. Well, that's really quite annoying. The display now seems to be totally dead. I've still got 3 volts going to it. Yeah, disconnecting and reconnecting the supply for the backup battery isn't making a lot of difference. I did, just before I started recording, I flipped the AM/FM SSB switch and got a brief snatch of recognisable audio. So the radio seems to be working, just some display issues. Not sure what's going on. You know as much as I do at the moment because the camera caught it failing. Don't like these crocodile clips just clipped onto the board. Let's make up a solder on some proper connections. Just bodged on a battery snap so I can connect to it more easily. Flipping between modes on the radio changes the sound. So FM sounds like FM. AM's got some AM noise, which drops away if I kill the backlights. FM, SSB, yeah, picks up some of the background noise. Don't know if there's an easy way to tune this radio without the interface bit working. Let's just try. Yeah, just doesn't seem to actually be tuning. So something was working, then suddenly stopped working. Annoying. I did get one burst of intelligible audio out of it. I think it may have been on the FM as I flicked around, but it's yeah, suspecting something maybe on digital board now. And of course, the moment I stop recording, I switch the power supply off to the 3 volt supply here, switched it back on, and this has come back to life. Right, let's try 500 kilohertz. It tuned. What mode are we on? Let's try 100 megahertz. Right, okay, 100 megahertz works. Let's flip away so I don't get a copyright strike. FM works. We seem to have a working radio. I wonder if my power supply crapped out thinking it didn't have a load on it. And this can't be drawing more than microamps, I'd have thought. I don't know. Haven't measured it. Right, AM. Try 980 kilohertz. There's usually something here. I'd hear on that. I don't have a speaker connected. There is a rod speaker down this side of the radio. Sounds like tuning to me. We're just not hearing anything. Yeah, if I kill the LED light, which is here, the noise level drops. Does this mean we can... down button does work, it's just a bit stuck. I would expect to be receiving something. Let's try long wave, 198 kilohertz. There's noise. I can make it worse. Underneath the noise there is a sort of slight voice sound. That's fully quietening at 200 kilohertz. It's a lot closer to working than it was not so long ago. I think what I need to do is probably get it clipped back in and try running it off batteries and see if some of the noise goes away. Some progress.